Yeah, Regan. First of all, on your own sort of front of things, how are you enjoying, being at Lincoln City? I mean, you've played, I think, something like 11 or 12, or had 11 or 12 appearances since coming in January. Has that maybe exceeded what you'd hoped for?
Well, yeah, obviously I wanted to hit the ground running. It's been nice to be involved in every game that I've been here. So, yeah, that's been a positive on the front. Obviously, the results of late haven't been, but obviously we'll look to change that as soon as possible. The belief in the group is still there. Everyone believes in each other. Everyone believes that we can still do what we need to do. But yeah, on a personal note, yeah, I'm happy with the amount of game time and appearances that I've got so far. Yeah.
And what about the development of your game? Because I guess it takes a while to get used to being the fullback that the manager wants, because there's many different types of fullbacks in modern football now, isn't there? And Michael Appleton has very specific demands of your fullbacks.
Yeah, as I said before, as I joined here, it was something that felt like suited me. I enjoy getting forward and I enjoy joining in the attacks, and that's what the manager wants. So for me to get forward and attack, that's something that I like to do. And obviously it does take time when you first join a club. It's tough when you join a club in January because you don't have a lot of time to settle in. The games come quickly, thick and fast. But I felt like I've settled in quite well. I've got quite a lot of game time under my belt so far, and hopefully I can keep that up.
What about the mood amongst the players? You've had some very good performances, some disappointing ones, somewhere in the middle. Obviously, it's not the best of run in terms of results. What's the mood in the camp like at the moment?
Yeah, as I said, early on in the interview, that I think like the belief, the belief's still there. Everyone believes that we can still do it. Everyone has a little, bump in the road along the way, and I think this is, our first one in the season so far. Earlier on, a couple of games ago, we were the most consistent team in the league for sure. We've had a few results now, and it happens to every team during the course of the season, and it's how you bounce back and pick yourself up. If we can do that by getting a result tomorrow, then that's a perfect way to turn the form around and get a momentum going towards the end of the season.
And I guess in Gillingham, there's a very much a style of play with Gillingham that I'm trying to think of the games to come, but I can't think of a team that you're probably going to face for the end of the season now that play a similar sort of football.
Yeah, everyone knows how direct they are. That's their way of playing football. It's tough to deal with at times. At their place, we dealt with it really well. And obviously, it always helps when you score the first goal against a team like that, and we didn't do that the other night. We scored the first goal at their place and blew them away and won 3-0. They scored the first goal at our place and they won 3-0. So, it's a tough team to play against when they get their momentum going, they score the first goal, they can score 3 or 4. So, overall, the performance was not too bad. I think we dominated the ball, we had the most chances, dominated possession, which, if we put the ball in the net first in that game, the other night, I think we win the game for sure. So, it was a lot of positive to take from the other night. The performance was a lot better the other night than it was against Rochdale. I think as soon as we get a win under our belt, we can build momentum and get a good run going towards the end of the season, hopefully.
Sunderland probably the form side in the league at the moment. They have a lot of balls going through, obviously, to Charlie Wyke, who's on fire at the moment in terms of scoring goals, and it's the likes of Aidan McGeady, isn't there, playing out wide to get the crosses in. So I guess there is, with obviously the midfield as well, it's to try and block out the balls from out wide really to Wyke.
Yeah, of course. Obviously we've played them since I've been here, but obviously I was cup-tied in the cup, so I didn't get to play in that game. But it was a 1-0 draw in a really tight, close-hand game. So I think if it's a time to turn our form around at the moment, this is the game to do it. And as I said, the belief in the camp's still there. They're a good team. They have, they're always in and about for the last couple of years, but this season they're doing better than they normally would do. There's a lot of expectation on the club. They've got a good run going, and as I said, everyone hits a bump in the road. They had theirs at middle part of the season. We're having ours now. So as soon as we get over our bump in the road, then I think if we get a good result tomorrow, then we can soon put a run together.
Right, I'm back. I don't know, paused the mind. Sorry about that. What about the stadium as well? I mean, it's a huge stadium with like 50-odd thousand seats in there. In this really weird year that we're all going through, are they the stranger games in a way? When you're in a stadium, I'm trying to think of some of the smaller ones like Accrington or something where it's a relatively small stadium. Maybe it's not such a big shock, but when you've got 50,000 seats around you, it must be pretty weird to be playing a game of football.
Yeah, of course. I suppose most of us are quite used to it now. It's been going on for over a year. There haven't been fans in stadiums for quite a long time now, so it's kind of quite normal now. So, but it is a bit weird. Obviously, the bigger the stadium, the weirder it is. Because I've played there a couple of times and it's been quite a few fans there, so I'm used to playing there with fans. It's going to be different for sure, but obviously the lads played there a couple of weeks ago in the cup, and there was no fans there. So hopefully we can I think use that to advantage. It's always tougher when there's a lot more fans in the stadium. If they start getting on top or whatever, the fans get behind them, they get a little bit more momentum. So I think hopefully we can use that to our advantage. As I said, the belief in the camp's still great. Nothing changes on our front. Our aim's still the same. And soon as we get our win, I think we'll start building confidence and be back to our normal selves.
And just about the flexibility finally of your game, I understand that Lewis and Adam are both struggling with knocks at the moment, what the manager said. If tomorrow he needs you to play centre half, is that something you've done, or if he needed you to play maybe as a holder in midfield, have you played in more than that, the fullback position, and to give you that flexibility if he needs it?
Yeah, I've played in centre back and centre mid quite a few times. Centre mid mostly for Wales under 21s. Centre back I've played, for obviously many of my previous clubs. I played there for MK quite a bit whilst I was there. So yeah, it's a job that I can do if needed. Obviously, I see myself as a fullback for sure, but as a footballer, you need to be able to play a few different positions, and I can definitely play centre back for sure.
Just finally from me, obviously 2 away games, and then you mentioned them, MK. You must be, even though it's still a few weeks away, and you take each game as it comes, and all those cliches, you must be looking forward to seeing some old teammates.
Yeah, of course. It's always nice to see some old teammates. I enjoyed my time there. They're a good group of lads. But obviously, focus is on ourselves now. We need to get back to what we're doing best, and that's winning games of football. And the sooner we do that, we've got 2 tough games coming up now, two good teams. And I think there's no better way to put a run going and turn our form around than against these 2 next games. The teams that are in and around us. A win would really boost our confidence and really give us a push now towards the end of the season. So that's our focus. That's 100% our focus. MK are a good side. If we can get a win in the next couple of games, then it would give us a lot of confidence going into that game for sure.